Hello, everybody. It is Captain Marty here. It's Friday, June the 20th. If you're already living on the Outer Banks, I hope you have a nice weekend off coming up. If you're visiting the Outer Banks, I hope you've had a great week. I know a lot of the houses and cottages change out on a Saturday, but we had a windy day yesterday, and I'll tell you, it put a damper on a lot of the fishing, but I'll tell you what happened when I come back in just a moment.
Looking for adventure? Head to Pirates Cove Marina in Manteo, where exciting charter fishing meets waterfront vibes. Whether you're a seasoned angler or first-timer, enjoy offshore, nearshore, and inlet trips with expert crews and quality boats. Need fuel? Pirates Cove offers diesel and non-ethanol gas. Need rods, reels, bait, tackle, and marine supplies? Pirates Cove has that too. Visit their ship store for premium sunglasses, exclusive Pirates Cove gear, and unique gifts. After your trip, relax with snacks, cold drinks, and stunning marina views. Book your charter today at fishpiratescove.com or stop by for a day of adventure, shopping, and relaxation. Catch the big one and make unforgettable memories at Pirates Cove Marina in Manteo. Clint Godwin, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in Manteo, can help you find the right insurance coverage for your needs. Whether it be home, car, life, or health insurance, Clint will go to work for you to make sure that you're well taken care of. Trust me, I know from personal experience. Call Clint today at 473-2119 or swing by and pay him a visit at his office in Manteo. He'd love to see you. Clint Godwin, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent that's ready to go to work for you.
So, the Hatter's fleet, as far as ocean fishing, as far as I could find and see, they got completely blown out. They had some boats went back in the Sound. I'll talk about that later on in today's report. But they've been catching blackfin tuna. They've been catching Baylor dolphins. They've been catching a really scattered wahoo. Wahoo fishing is not as good as it normally is this time of year, but it'll get better. Oregon Inlet Fleet, same thing. Offshore fishing blown out. They have had it rough. Both of the fleets have really had a rough spring and early summer. Seems like it's rough every single day. I was talking to Captain Dickie Harris about that. And I tell you what, a hard southwester like we had yesterday was the wind direction I despised. Hot and sticky. And if going out of Oregon Inlet, if we went to the northeast, you get out there and fish all day, you had a long ride coming home and you had that southwester in your face, and then the seas were steep and choppy, and my boat was a little bit on the wet side anyway, and that was the one thing that I really did not care for. I'd rather have it rougher and cooler than warmer and just wet from spray. The Oregon Inlet Fleet also had some boats fishing around the inlet, and we'll get to that also in the second part of our report today. Really windy on the beach as well. A little bit of fishing going on. I mean, luckily the wind being southwest, you could fish if you didn't mind the wind on your back. And there was a little bit of fishing. The Axe Head Pier had a really good early morning bite on bluefish, and there were a larger class of bluefish. This information shared with me by Tony Lombardi from walkingangler.com. Anyway, pier fishing was good and it has been good for several mornings in a row on some of these northern piers with bluefish bites right at sunup. Jeanette's Pier reported some clear water. They had blues, spots, a few small flounder, and a few sheephead. So there were people fishing, and the pier was about as stable a place as you could go, I guess, with the conditions we had yesterday. Surf fishing, not much to it. Kind of scrappy. Avon had a little bit of a sea mullet bite like they've been having, but a few croakers, a few bluefish, just plain old windy. But you know what? People come down, it's like deer hunting for me. I can't, if I hunt the weather, I'm not going to have much luck at all. So you came a long way to go fishing probably. So you go fishing. And it's supposed to be better today and the next few days, and I hope that is the case. So we'll take a little break right here, and I'll be back in a moment to talk to you about backcountry fishing and what's going on there.
Real. That's the first word that comes to mind when I think about Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor. Yeah, they're the first and last place you see coming to and leaving the Outer Banks on Highway 64 in Dare County, but they're also real when it comes to fresh local seafood. Troy Outland, real. Curtis and Josh, real. The indoor crab shedders, real. Stop by and see for yourself right next to White Shopping Center and check them out on social media. Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor, real.
I do know that fishing in the Sound on the western Pamlico, if you're new to our podcast, the Western Pamlico would be like over Swan Quarter, Bellhaven, over on that side of the Sound. It was, according to what Ricky Ratcliffe told me yesterday, it's pretty scrappy. But there is still some stuff going on, and it's pretty good in some places along the shoreline in some of the bays and estuaries. And that had to be where people were fishing, although because it was windy, and that Sound gets plenty rough too. I do know that the Hatteras fleet, of course, all the offshore people got blown out. So a lot of times those people, if they're here and that's their day to go, they'll jump on an inshore boat. And some of them did that. They went back in the backcountry back of Hatteras, and they actually had pretty darn good fishing with some nice slot-sized puppy drum, some bluefish, a few speckled trout, and a few sheephead. So that's better if you've come all the way and you've only got one day to go fishing. That's one neat thing about the way our territory is laid out. There's almost always somewhere that you can go fishing. And that wind would have been tough for fishing the wade fishing we've been talking about a little bit, because a lot of that southwest wind blowing up the Sound would have made that pretty difficult. But you go where you get a lee and you can get the wind on your back, and you can find a place to do that. You go in your local tackle shops and they'll direct you to places where you can do that, and you make the best of it. So that's really, I don't want to waste airtime. That's really all we had yesterday. Pretty quiet, and a lot of people doing other things. But today, I think we'll be back in action with a better report. And remember, I'll be down in Hatteras all week, starting on Sunday, to help score and officiate and handle some media stuff for the Hatteras Marlin Club tournament. And I started my career in North Carolina at the Hatteras Marlin Club tournament in 1975. This is the 66th annual, so I'm looking forward to get back down there with Laura Young and some of my old Hatteras friends, and have a good week. You can go to hmctournament.com to find out the updates each and every day as I upload them to the website. So have a great day. Enjoy the end of your week if you're vacationing, and have a safe trip home. And we'll see you next year when you come back. And may the good Lord bless you.